Hello and welcome to second part. In the first part we have deduced this equation, which is convective derivative in material or total derivative definition. For the right hand side of equation 2, which we had using differential fluid element, so we are going to use this approach of differential fluid element. This is the last diagram which we have used in our earlier video of conservation of mass while deriving it in along cylindrical coordinates. So let it be r direction and d theta and dz direction. So this basically shows the length, arc lengths r d theta and r plus dr d theta on the right side. So this is the description of elemental definition which we are going to use in this particular video. So we are going to start with this definition ahead, and let us try to sketch the element first of all, to mark all the stress components onto it, which are basically surface force components, and along with body force components. So that will comprise of the right hand side of equation 2. So this is pressure component, this is normal stress component, then this is also pressure component and a normal stress component along r directions. So let us write down them. So P times area of that face, which is r d theta dz. Similarly over there, from Taylor's series definition, ignoring higher order terms, this is the pressure term multiplied by area component, which is r plus dr d theta. Similarly for tau rr, r d theta dz, and similarly normal stress along r direction differentiated as per Taylor's definition multiplied by area of that face, r plus dr d theta dz. Now we need to add the components along theta direction. So this is pressure and normal stress along theta direction, p theta, or we can call that as p multiplied by dr dz. So then this will be normal stress component, which is tau theta. So this is its rate of change along the other face, and multiplied by same component of area dr dz. So similarly this is p dp d theta multiplied by d theta into dr dz. So these are all the stress components, normal and the pressure components. So on the top face and bottom face we have the shear components, which are along r direction based on z direction, so on z plane, sorry. So tau d zr into r d theta dr, which is area of that. On the top face we have its rate defined as per Taylor series, so multiplied by dz into r d theta dr. So that is the area of top face. So let us now try to sketch the components of shear stress along theta plane and directing along r direction. So this is tau theta r multiplied by area dr dz. Similarly on the other face we have tau partial derivative along theta direction, so d theta multiplied by dr dz. So this is this component. So these are components which are needed for formulating the r directional. So consider all surface forces which we have mentioned in this diagram along r direction. So this is component of FSR. So we are going to model. So let us write down this component as FSR is equals to, first is pressure component multiplied by r d theta dz, which is along r direction, and its rate of change along r plus dr multiplied by d theta and dz, that plane. Okay, so similarly we have normal stress component, which is tensile in nature. So this component, since acting will be negative, plus its rate of change. So since the first component is along negative r direction, so that's why, and the second component is along positive r direction. So plus, so these are pressure components along theta planes, so needs to be resolved. So P dr dz, and this is a basically direction, so we need to resolve them along r direction. So that's why we are going to consider the component sine d theta by 2, so which is half angle, and plus dp d theta multiplied by same component, which is dr dz, resolved along r direction by sine d theta by 2, plus, so sorry, minus tau theta, so normal stress same by same magnitude needs to be resolved along r direction. So these are normal stress components, and plus tau theta, the second component. So both these normal stress components are going to be tensile in nature and are along negative r directions. So plus we have the shearing stress component, which is tau theta r multiplied by plus its rate of change along theta direction multiplied by d theta, and times area, which is dr dz, and again resolved along theta direction, r direction, sorry. So that's why this is going to be cos of d theta over 2 minus tau theta r into dr dz, and again resolved along r direction, which is cos of d theta over 2, plus, so tau z r, so that is on top face, yes, tau, its rate of change along z direction multiplied by dz into r d theta dr, minus tau zr into r d theta dr. So these are the components which we need to consider while formulating along r direction. So let it be equation 11. And for basically these components we need to consider p into r d theta. So let us rewrite them first of all, which we need to expand. So this term is going to be minus p into r d theta dz minus p into dr multiplied by d theta into dz, minus pressure change along r direction into r dr d theta dz, minus dp dr squared d theta dz, minus tau rr, which is a normal stress, into r d theta dz, which is same area component. Similarly tau rr into r d theta dz. These are identical in nature to pressure components. So tau rr dr d theta dz, and plus its rate of change along r direction multiplied by r dr d theta dz. So similarly dr squared d theta and dz. Now we need to consider the pressure terms along theta directions, which are p multiplied by dr dz, and for this sine d theta over 2, for small angles we are going to consider it as d theta over 2. Similarly pressure along dr dz into d theta by 2, and variation along theta direction, sorry, into d theta squared by 2 into dr dz. So similarly for normal stresses, d theta over 2 dr dz minus tau theta into d theta by 2 dr dz, minus its rate of change along theta direction multiplied by d theta squared by 2 into dr dz. So for small we have considered angles sine d theta by 2 is equals to d theta by 2, and for cos d theta by 2 is equal to unit entity. So similarly the shear stress component along r direction acting on theta plane will be resolved. So tau theta r into dr dz plus tau theta r into dr dz, plus its rate of change along theta direction multiplied by dr d theta and dz, minus tau zr, which is on bottom face, multiplied by r d theta dr, plus on the top face we have two components, tau zr into r d theta dr and its rate along z direction, so multiplied by r dr d theta dz. So now let us try to mark the components which we will cancel out. So again we need to ignore small terms as well, which are dr squared, like d theta squared and dz squared, etc. So let us mark first of all components which will cancel out. So pressure term along r direction, then this component will cancel out these two. Then we have this component which is dr squared, so 0. So similarly pressure along theta direction, so this component is also 0. So similarly we have tau theta, so that component is 0. So these two terms will cancel out. Then we have these two terms which will cancel out. So all remaining terms we need to sum up. So that is FSR, surface force along r direction, is negative P into dr d theta dz minus its rate of change along r direction into r d theta r dr d theta dz, plus a normal stress component which is tau rr into dr d theta dz, plus its rate of change along r direction multiplied by r d theta dr and dz. Okay, similarly now pressure component along theta direction, so which is P into dr d theta dz. So actually we have added these two components, so d theta by 2 and d theta by 2, so that's why we get d theta, minus normal stress component along theta which is dr d theta dz, and the shear stress component on theta plane along r direction, plus shear stress component on z plane along r direction. So these two components will cancel out, pressure components along r and theta plane after resolving. So let it be 13th equation. So now let us rewrite down the surface equation again. So it's negative dp dr r dr d theta dz, and plus normal stress component along r direction multiplied by dr d theta dz, plus its rate of change along r direction r dr d theta dz, and minus we have tau theta r divided by d theta into dr d theta dz, plus partial change of z r over z direction and multiplied by r dr d theta dz, minus tau theta theta, which is normal stress component along theta direction resolved along r. So in addition to that we have body forces which are rho into fr into r dr d theta dz, which is a volume of that cylindrical fluid element. So let us combine now all the equations which we have derived. So combining all terms from equation, let us say 10, this equation we need for convective derivative. So along r direction only we are going to consider component. So this, then we are going to consider this equation which is surface force along r direction along with body force, and in addition to that a local convective term, local and convective term. So from equations 10, then we have equation number 5 which is for local derivative dv dt, sorry, and then these components, equation number 5, then equation number 14 and 15. So we have rho dvr dt plus vr, so that is these are convective terms now, minus v theta squared over r plus vz into dvr dz into r dr d theta dz. So minus dp dr r dr d theta dz plus normal stress component tau rr into dr d theta dz plus partial over partial r of tau rr into r d theta dz, r dr d theta dz, minus shear stress component on theta plane along r direction into dr d theta dz, plus shear stress component along z plane, on z plane along r direction, multiplied by volume, minus tau theta theta into dr d theta dz. Okay, plus body force component r d theta dr d theta dz. Okay, so now divide throughout this equation by volume of the differential fluid element, which is r dr d theta and dz. Okay, so let us rewrite all the components now, which are local derivative plus convective derivative terms Vr dVr dr plus V theta dVr d theta minus r V theta squared over r by 2 plus Vz into dVr dz, and minus pressure gradient plus normal stress component, and then we have its rate of change minus 1 over r times shear stress component, which is d theta of tau theta r, plus shear stress component along r direction of z plane, so along dz, minus tau theta theta over r, and plus body force component. So that completes our derivation along r direction, which is in cylindrical coordinates. So that's it.